The Joy of Love gives advice to married couples, like developing a routine of a morning kiss or an evening blessing. Other parts of the document are making waves in the U.S. Church. Catherine Szeltner has reaction from the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops. Catherine.
Lauren, the head of the U.S. bishops calls this exhortation a love letter to families. But Archbishop Kurtz is clear. This document needs to be read slowly and more than once.
We're Americans and we want to get to the bottom line.
The president of the U.S. bishops cautions a rushed read of Amoris Laetitia, or else, he says, you'll miss Pope Francis's message.
He's saying, yes, we have issues, and yes, we have problems, and we have lots of difficulties, but let's begin, first of all, with celebrating, well, you heard the title, the joy of loving.
Critics say the document's language on forming the conscience is vague and leaves room for misinterpretation. Kurtz disagrees because he says Pope Francis is building on the work of past popes.
He's going to rely very much on his predecessors, on what St. John Paul II has said, on what Pope Benedict, and I should say also Pope Paul VI.
But if you saw today's headlines, you'd think otherwise. Church historian Dr. Matthew Bunson isn't surprised by the spin.
A lot of very careful cherry picking of some of the things he said, some of the ambiguities in the text, and to be sure they're there, that are then being spun to advance an agenda that I do not believe Pope Francis intends.
Family law professor Dr. Helen Alvarez says the text hits home for American families. She says there's a lot of practical advice for couples.
It's among the most gifted address on the question of another person is here, hello, that I have ever seen in the context of marriage. It's the idea of the daily kindnesses. When someone is talking, listen to them.
Archbishop Kurtz says the takeaway message is this: each family has dignity and Christ is in love with every family. He hopes parishes take the time to unpack the entire document over future retreats. Lauren.
Catherine Szeltner, thank you for reporting.